That's why for me, it was important that I wanted options. And maybe you want options out there. So understanding, what are your goals? Early on for me, it was just a little bit of extra income. You need to understand the clarity. You need to understand the framework. Buy right, manage right, finance right. Hello and welcome. My name is Gino Barbaro, one of the co-founders of Jake and Gino. And in this how-to video, we're going to be discussing what is your investing strategy. Now, as you know, we focus on multifamily, but I think it's important to understand whatever investment you're getting into, whatever vehicle you're using, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, whether it's crypto, whatever it is, you need to have a strategy. You need to understand what you're trying to accomplish. And I think this is one of the most important lessons that I can, I guess, give you right now. It's because most investors, when they start out, myself including, all we're trying to do is we're trying to get a return. We're trying to chase a return. You know, in real estate, it's called IRR, the internal rate of return, cash on cash. That's what we're focused on. We need to get a deal. But you need to take a step back. And if you're going to be investing for the long term, which is what I hope everyone does, that's the goal. Whether you're buying stocks for the long term, you know, you're in the ups and the downs, understanding the market cycles of the stock market, understanding the market cycles of real estate. The first thing you need to do is ask yourself, what are you trying to accomplish with your investments? Now, with real estate and multifamily, when I started out, I wanted to get out of my job. But even before that, I didn't think I could do it. I'm like, I'm a pizza guy. How am I going to leave my restaurant and get into multifamily full time? That was the wish, the stretch goal. I just wanted to make some bucks early on. Now, I was fortunate because I did have some money saved. So I could get into multifamily and buy rentals. I had some equity. That's important. So the first thing is understand what you're trying to accomplish. Are you out there? Are you trying to quit your job? Are you trying to get some extra income? Are you trying to save for retirement? Are you trying to do it to save on some taxes? Are you getting into wealth preservation? I'm going to hit on those later on in the video, but understand what it is, what you're trying to accomplish. That's so important because when I got in, I didn't have that vision. So I bought a multifamily and then I went out and tried to find the great deal and I got into a strip mall that I knew nothing about. Then I got into a mobile home park and I kept jumping around, chasing yield instead of understanding the asset itself and what that asset could do for me. I always say a man with money meets a man with experience. The man with the experience gets the money and the man with the money gets the experience. And that's what happened to me early on. I was just trying to place capital and trying to get a return on that capital without understanding the investment vehicle itself and what my goals were. So first, let's figure that out. What are you trying to accomplish? Next, this is a hard one because we all start out at different levels. Some of us may have no money. Some of us may have some money. And some of us may have a lot of money, but no time. If you're just starting out and you don't have any equity, you need equity to be able to invest into assets to produce yield. When you're starting out, if you're in multifamily and you're that person, you may have to get into syndications. You may have to raise money and become a part of the general partnership team to raise that capital because you don't have your own capital. And through that vehicle, you'll be able to create fees. And hopefully you get those fees and roll them into the deal. Now, the one thing that I did that I thought was really smart looking back at it, I had no choice. I stayed at my full-time job at my restaurant while I was doing real estate. So I was doing real estate part-time, probably 20 to 25 hours a week. And I was doing the restaurant 45 to 50 hours a week. It wasn't sustainable over the long term, but I did it for a couple of years. And the reason why I did that was the restaurant, or in your case, your full-time job, is paying you every week. Live off of that. Any of the profits that you make in your real estate business or your crypto business or your single family home business, reinvest it into the business. And that's what I did. On our first deal, I had enough money for it. I also used seller financing. That's the other way. You can create quote unquote equity if you don't have any. We had a 10% seller finance note on that first deal. So I needed to come up with, and collectively our partnership needed to come up with 10% less of a down payment. It was great for us because we kept that money on the sideline, because our second deal came 3 months after the first. And you know what ended up happening? Another reason we didn't have money. And what did we do to overcome that barrier? I went out and I found another partner. And fortunately for me, that partner had a stronger balance sheet than I did, and he was able to qualify on the loans. So we've got the first deal. It took us 18 months, by the way, Jake and I, to get that first deal. The second deal came 3 months after that. So there was 4 of us as partners on that second deal. The third deal came 6 months after that. Now remember, I'm working at the restaurant. Whatever money I'm making on these 2 deals, I'm putting back into my savings account to be able to invest into that third deal. That third deal comes, wow, able to buy it. Partner came in with a big chunk of capital. Jake raided his piggy bank. He asked his grandma for money. I sort of did the same. I borrowed some money from my 401k. I borrowed money from mom. I did whatever I could to get into that deal. But I knew what my goal was. My goal ultimately was to leave the restaurant. And I was buying these assets to produce cash flow. It was important for me to do that. Now, if you're just starting out, once again, syndication, that syndication model, it's not really a buy and hold long-term model. You have investors. Now, if you're able to refinance that capital out after 2 or 3 years, remember, you're not going to get a lot of that refinanced capital. Your investors are going to get paid first. And then there's going to be a split of that. So understand that when you're going in there, you may have to go into these deals by yourself or with a couple of partners and do that, rehab, reposition, and flip model for the first couple of years to build up that equity. Because ultimately what you want that equity to build up where you have that $600,000 or $700,000 or $1 million, whatever that number is. Get that equity and start investing into your own deals. Now, what I've seen in the Jake and Gino community, I've seen students who have started out, they said to themselves, all I'm going to do is I am just going to syndicate deals. I just want to raise money and become a syndicator. And as they start doing that, they own really small percentages of the deal. And as they're building equity and as they're building their business, they stumble upon themselves one day and say to themselves, if I go and buy a 15 unit by myself with somebody else, I own all the equity. And I keep all that cash flow myself. And I have nobody to really go and talk to. I have no bosses. I am my own boss. I have no investors. So they start buying deals on their own. So you see how wonderful it is if you can start mixing and matching. There's not one strategy alone. Syndication is not the end all be all. It's a great tool. Buying deals by JV is not the end all be all. I've done both of them. They're great. When you run out of cash, syndication is a great model. When you get sick and tired of investors, maybe you go over and you become, a JV, get into some JVs. And of course, we have that other one, which is the creative financing aspect of it, where if you don't have any equity, you don't have the ability to get money for these down payments, you go out and you find owners who are distressed, who have a lot of equity in their deals, and you're there to solve their problems. Now, if you're looking for more information on how to invest in multifamily, go to wheelbarrowprofits.com. Schedule a call with one of the team members. See if it's the right time for you to get into multifamily, because you really need to start asking yourselves these questions before you start putting money into investments, whether it's a limited passive investment or you're actively investing in this asset. You need to understand the clarity. You need to understand the framework. Buy right, manage right, finance right. Go to wheelbarrowprofits.com and schedule a call with a team member. Now, as I said, what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? This may be challenging because very often when someone asks, what do you want in life? The response is, well, I don't want to be at my job, or I don't like what I'm doing. Once again, the question is, what do you want? And I went through this early on, the struggle with my restaurant. People would ask me, specifically my coaches, my wife, well, what do you want, Gino? Well, I don't want to be here. until I became crystal clear that real estate, specifically multifamily, was the vehicle that I wanted to use to be able to start exiting and transitioning from the restaurant slowly. And slowly is within 5 years. I don't know if that's quick enough for you, but for me to be able to be stuck in an environment that I really, truly did not like, and within 5 years of meeting my business partner and exiting that situation, 5 years was actually really quick. But I understood that, and I planted my flag. I had been in a lot of other niches, whether it was the mobile home space, and it wasn't the niche. I was also in a strip mall. I had little self-storage going on. None of those fit what I wanted to accomplish. And it wasn't the niche itself. I just wasn't ready. I just didn't have the clarity. But once I understood multifamily, I started to get into all of the coaching. I had a couple of mentors. I really invested a ton of money in my education because I knew that I needed this to work. So understanding, what are your goals? Early on for me, it was just a little bit of extra income. If I could make $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month in cash flow, honestly, that would literally have changed my life. And it started to, because I didn't have a big mortgage. I had a bunch of kids, but I didn't have a lot of expenses. I just needed some extra income to come in to help me breathe a little bit, to give me the hope and the possibility that I could actually start having the vision of possibly leaving the business. So for me, it was just a little bit of extra income. What is it for you? Is it possibly the next one you want to retire from your job in 10 or 15 years? Or even just the likelihood of this next one of leaving your job. Maybe you love your job. Maybe you like your job. I had a Jake and Gino member on a couple of years ago. He was on the Movers and Shakers podcast. His name was Vlad. He loved his job. Back in 2019, 2020, things were going great. Then all of a sudden, COVID hit and everything changed for him like that overnight. His job became expendable. He wasn't needed. And he went from liking what he did to having no options. I didn't want that with my restaurant business. I saw the writing on the wall for the mom and pops of the world back in 2008 and 2009. I saw credit card purchases were up. There goes my margins. I saw that you need to have 3 or 4 delivery people on the books. I saw margins were down, competition, food costs, labor costs. I saw all that. I did not want to get put into a corner and say one day, all of a sudden, everything's taken away from me. And ironically enough, when COVID hit in 2020, we would have had to shut the restaurant down if I was still there. I would have lost everything. That's why for me, it was important that I wanted options. And maybe you want options out there. You start buying one deal a year. At the end of 4 or 5 years, you have 4 or 5 deals. You start seeing things a little bit clearer. Maybe you don't like your job as much as you did. Maybe you want to change. Maybe you want to control your own destiny. So understanding that is important. Is it extra income? Is it just for retirement? Great. There's something called a self-directed IRA. You can open it up. You can direct your own IRA into the investments you want. Is it leaving your job? Become clear on that. Or actually even having the opportunity to leave your job. Now, this next one, this is to me what really spurred multifamily, and it's taxes. In 2017, the Jobs Act came out. All of a sudden, bonus depreciation, 100%, you could write off in year one. We saw it dwindling over the past couple of years. Now it's back up to 100% because the government understands. They write tax code to stimulate behavior. They want investments in real estate. Real estate is such a large component of the economy, and that's what they've done. So are you out there who is a high income earner? You're working a lot of hours. You don't have time to manage properties. You don't have the bandwidth to learn, to underwrite the deals, to talk to the brokers, to do the property tours, to manage these assets, but you're making a ton of money and you like to direct that money into one of the best assets to generate wealth and to preserve wealth. Well, hey, real estate's there. But understanding that, once again, even though you're going to be investing quote unquote passively, or you're not going to be at the reins, you still need to understand the business. And this is something important. This is something that I need to tell anybody who's listening to this. I've heard it from CPAs, and I truly believe this. Do not invest in an asset solely for the tax benefits. The tax benefits should be the cherry on the top. The asset itself should be able to perform and give you a rate of return without the taxes. But it is incredible because I just did my tax return with my children, and they're in several of my deals. My son's in 9 deals. He gets 9K1s. My daughter's in 3 of my deals. And I was looking at the tax return with her yesterday, and I'm showing her from a cash perspective, she's generated X amount of cash flow at the end of the year. But on the tax return itself, it showed a lot less. So she's making income from the properties from the cash perspective, but from the tax perspective, she's saving a ton of money. Because if that asset was in a different asset class with stocks, you make $10,000, don't have those write-offs. But with real estate, it's just amazing what you can save. But once again, has to be a deal that you're making money on. Don't invest just for the tax benefits. And I think this last one is truly important. Some of you may just want wealth preservation, or that key word, that word that all these gurus throw out there. You want generational wealth or legacy wealth. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just think, once again, as I like to say when I'm talking about wealth, legacy wealth, giving it over to your kids, that shouldn't be the main concern. The main concern should be creating the wealth for yourselves and then teaching your children about legacy. Now, if you want to learn more, email me, Gino@jakeandgino.com. I've got the Happy Money, Happy Family, Happy Legacy book. I'd love to send it out to you because I think, wealth preservation, wealth creation, generational wealth, it's all important in the context, but you need to teach your children to become financial stewards of that wealth. So email me, Gino@jakeandgino.com, and I'll send you a free PDF copy in your inbox. So if you're looking at real estate, it's really important to look at it from that facet. You have to look at it from yourself. And this is where you need to be greedy. This is you really need to ask yourself, what's in it for me? Because you need to focus on yourself. What are you trying to accomplish? For me, it was all about making a few extra bucks, honestly. And some tax benefits, because at the restaurant I was paying a lot of taxes, but I just wanted to make some money. And then once I saw the opportunity, I said, I don't want this for retirement. I want to retire from my job and become a full-time investor. What is it that you want? That's the question for the week. I want you to sit down and ponder for yourself. How is multifamily going to change your life? I want to thank you for listening for us. My name is Gino Barbaro, founder of Jake and Gino, and I will see you.
Thanks for tuning in.
Next week's
If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like and subscribe so you'll never miss another episode.